Built in 1883 as an opera house, public library, postal office, and Masonic hall, the Struthers Library Theater National Landmark Facility has served the Warren area for 7 generations. SLT Academy is about serving the generations to come. In our rural area, cultural programming is few and far between for students. Struthers Library Theater is building an academy that will be an arts and education destination, bustling with responsible students trained by local and professional artists alike. SLT Academy exists to create extraordinary theater education experiences that inspire, instruct, and move children along on their paths to success. At SLT Academy, students will develop their own productions, take classes, compete in national competitions, tour facilities. In short, get a larger perspective on life and find out where they belong.
It is just so amazing in this small rural community in Pennsylvania that we have this wonderful resource, this theater, and that our children have access to the arts and the theaters. I've lived in other small towns and my kids would not have gotten any of this exposure to theater that they get here, and we just feel really blessed.
I have learned about acting, dancing, singing, improv. I've learned a lot of different skills that I probably wouldn't have learned outside of ART.
What I like about Arte is I feel like I can express myself in different ways and I can feel free to be myself. This changed my confidence. Sometimes when I have to speak in front of the class, I feel like, oh, I can do this because I've done it before.
What I like about ARTE is the big variety of everything we get to do. We get to sing, we get to dance, we get to act, and there's so many different people in the ART program and you make so many new friends and it's a lot of fun.
I love all these kids. They're just wonderful, and getting to teach them all the things that I got to learn is the most exciting thing in the world.
The summer intensive workshops were a level that I just didn't expect, actually. There was lots of professionals. These were people who worked in the field for Shakespeare and improv and dance. These were professionals that came, did long intensives for a week straight, and to see how much that they could learn in 1 week in that area was truly amazing. I watched my son, who had no ballet, know all the steps, be able to move, and had the little skit choreographed in a week. Is amazing. When my other son did Shakespeare, who knew nothing, very little, and knew it, understood Shakespearean humor, had memorized parts, performed a skit, amazing. He would never have gotten that in a school setting of any nature.
So in addition to making sure that the APT kids can act, and then the other instructors make sure they can sing and dance, we want to make sure that they have the all-around being of an advanced theatrical person. We want to make sure that they know how to behave on stage and off stage, and we want to make sure that the kids can look up to them and find something good to achieve in the future.
It got a lot more in-depth when I joined APT. And I'm glad it did, because I learned a lot more and I learned more about myself. Through this, I learned acting is my strong suit, dancing not so much. And just get those weak points, you gotta hit them hard and get them better. The strongest point, you just gotta keep getting it stronger.
There's just not enough kids in our school to do musical theater. This is the closest. This 45 minutes, anywhere that we can get to any sort of musical theater or acting or dancing.
I did a lighting internship here because something about lighting caught me. I learned how to operate the board. I learned how to see as a lighting designer would, and I'm still learning how to operate the board and do other cool things with it. I learned how to do spotlights, and I've learned some effective communication. I want to go to college for lighting and theater production, and I want to become a technician. This is the only place you could get the experience and training. You can't get sound, stage crew, flies, or lighting anywhere else in this area.
My professional mentor is Jenny Bowling Friend, and she is at the Children's Theater in Minneapolis. My internship is in stage management. I love theater, and it's just something that I wanted to learn more about it. When I came in here doing the internship, I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do, but now that I'm doing it, I'm learning more about what goes on backstage and what really makes a show happen. Things that I didn't know, because in past productions I have worked on stage crew and done stage management before, but there's so much more to it than just community theater.
I've been in town for about 5 years now, helping with Arte in its various incarnations, and I love the idea of the organization and where it's going with SLT Academy and APT, because it's such a small town and there are so few opportunities to get out and do something healthy for the youth in the area. And I love that this organization gives them an opportunity to come out after school and work to better themselves for something that is positive in their life.